Kevin Wildes, your guy, making a summer league debut last night, and he was sensational. Number 2 overall pick, C.Holmgren on center stage for all the world to wonder whether he should have gone number 1 overall. 23 points, 7 boards, 4 assists, 6 blocks. 6 blocks, all in 24 minutes. Oh, and the bravado, my friends, it's still there. Take a listen.
A new summer league record for blocks. We talked about your competitive spirit. Only 6. That's a record.
Oh, well, I'm coming to break it again.
Hello.
Okay.
Hello.
That's just, hang on.
Told you.
Just settle down for a second. Wait for your actual debut. Like, just dial it back. Wildes, Chet's big debut, something or nothing, although I can guess where you're going.
Something or nothing. It's something times 10.
I know.
But rather than gloat, I actually owe Chet an apology. I am sorry, Chet. Granted, I believed in you and wanted you to go number 1, but I have to check the tape. I said you were going to average 22, 7, and 3 blocks, and you went for 23, 7, and 6 blocks. I apologize, Chet. I didn't know you were going to be this good this quickly. And Broussard, you know what the naysayers will say. First, he was too thin, and he would get out there on an NBA court, and his femurs would just snap in half. Oh, he's too skinny, Wildes. He won't be able to hang. Well, that's not true. So you know what it is now? It's just Summer League. It's just Summer League. Let's not even count it. Let's not even play the games if it's just Summer League. But here's the retort to that, because I know what's brewing inside you, bro. You're bubbling up with it's just Summer League. Slow down, facts over feelings, Wildes. I get it. What did you want to see? He played 23 minutes. Where is the bar of, you know what? That was really impressive. Because if the guy scored 50 points, we could always, it's just Summer League. There has to be some bar of impressiveness where the it's just Summer League argument goes away. And guess what? We crossed it last night because he only played 23 minutes. Can we show his stats, his per 36? Do we have that? Ooh,
per 36.
35. I'm going to round that up.
Those are going to be his NBA
Who are you
numbers.
okay if I round that up? 35, 11, 6, 9 blocks, and 2 steals, rounding up for Chet. So I'm feeling good. Frisky Thunder, watch out. Coming for that play-in.
Okay.
Maybe an 8 seed, Broussard. I'm feeling good. Not too early.
Okay.
Right on time.
Wow, we're really jumping forward.
I want to make this clear. I am rooting for Chet. The more I read about him and his family over this summer,
say that.
I'm not just saying it. I don't lie to the audience, Brew. I am desperately, to my own detriment, honest with the audience. I want Chet to do well. I like him as a person, and I saw Jenna's little shade she was throwing there. You know me. I like the swagger. I like the jewelry on draft day, and I like him saying, I'm going to break the record the next time around. My concerns about him, however, remain, even though he played very well yesterday. And here's the problem, though, Wildes. It's not only that it's Summer League. It's that this was actually barely Summer League. Because while the Thunder were playing,
Summer League.
They're basically
Is that a different
I'm going to prove it
subscription on
to you.
NBA TV?
While the Thunder were,
Barely
real Summer Leagues in Vegas, if you ask me. But set that aside. While the Thunder were playing their NBA rotation, except for Dortz and SGA, essentially, can we show you who the Jazz were playing? Because something is going to jump off the screen. What do all of those men, other than Jared Butler, have in common? None of them were drafted. Not this year, not any year. So the Jazz, it's not just that it was Summer League. Sometimes Summer League, Brew, it's like, these guys are our draft picks. These guys were our fringe rotation players last year. Not true. It's Taco Fall, who's had a couple cups of coffee, 8 other undrafted guys, and Jared Butler, who was the 40th pick last year. So, Brew, I do think Chet played about as well as he could have yesterday. I also don't think we can take literally anything from it. this was a worse team than the majority of the college teams he faced in the NCAA tournament. Well, what do you mean, Wild? Why are we here?
First of all, I think you shocked Wilds, Nick, with that none of these guys were drafted. So I think he's recalibrating his thoughts on that one.
Yeah.
But look, I am the wise elder statesman on this show. You guys know that. I've covered more than a dozen summer leagues, Wilds. I've seen guys who went on to be superstars play like garbage in the summer league. All right? I've seen guys who went on to be busts or role players look like stars in the summer league. Heck, I saw Jalen Brunson's dad, Rick, who was a journeyman in the NBA, rarely got off the bench, look like Jason Kidd in summer league. No lie. All right? So I have learned to temper my enthusiasm and not overreact to what I see in the summer league. So that said.
What?
Yes!
Let's go.
It's a
Let's
big
go.
deal.
Let's
I'm
go.
with you, Wild.
Let's go.
I am all
That's what
in.
I'm talking about.
Nick, you better jump on the bandwagon. This boy is bad. Nick, this boy is
coach that Kevin Durant wants.
So if the Nets were serious about pivoting, about starting over, about starting a rebuild, then why would Steve Nash still be there? It makes no sense. He would start with the coach. He would start with the coach early, just like Charlotte did. So, I'm sure they could get rid of him later down the road, but that just is not how the timeline usually works. So I will think that the Nets are serious about pivoting when they move on from their coach that was handpicked by their superstar. And until that happens, I think, you know what? Steve Nash is still there. KD's still there. Kyrie is still there. I believe you, Broussard. I'm in your camp that the Nets start the season with KD. Maybe Kyrie.
Go ahead, Nick. You're champion at the bit.
No.
Go ahead.
First of all, I want to make clear. I believe Brew on what he's reporting.
No,
I disagree with his conclusion on it. I want to make that clear. But the other thing I want to say is to answer Wild's question, and Brew, tell me if you agree with me on this. They didn't want to rebuild. They didn't want to tear it down. They got hit with a curveball when Kevin Durant asked for a trade the day of free agency. That was firing Steve Nash right now, to me, would not make sense. They clearly thought he had done a decent job. Frank Vogel got fired immediately. Charlotte's coach got fired immediately, and then they brought back their old coach. Like Quinn Snyder, the moment that season ended, we were talking, is Quinn Snyder leaving? He's like, I'm going to take a month to think about it. And then Danny let him know we're setting the whole thing on, moving the whole thing, 5 years down the road. So be it. Firing Steve Nash right now, to me, wouldn't make sense. And if I'm Steve Nash, I'd be like, what did I do to get fired all of a sudden? I was safe until Kevin Durant asked for a trade. And so, and so that's why I'm not looking at them not firing Steve Nash, Brew, as evidence that they're keeping Kevin Durant.
Well, I can't believe you fix your mouth to say Steve Nash is saying, what did I do? I think you've got a list of 37 things that Nash did or did not do to deserve to get fired.
Not what Steve Nash thinks he did. Yeah.
Look, here's the thing, Nick. You seem to think just because Kevin Durant